Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Round Robin. I am your host, Tracy Preston, along with Christine Mulligan, Nina Mulligan, Regina Lindsay, Angela Sinclair, and of course, my husband, Todd Preston. Hey, everyone.
Hey. Howdy. Hello. Hi.
Hey, good people.
So, before we get on with today's show, we want to say a big congratulations to Regina and Lori. They went off and got hitched last weekend. Woohoo!
Yay! Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Yes, we did.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. We're so happy for you.
Wow. Yeah, plus they got married by Elvis.
That was pretty cool. Got married by Elvis.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so fun. How much fun was that?
That was pretty awesome, actually. He was a pretty good Elvis. And you know, when you book online, you never know. Like, you're going to get the 300-pound geriatric guy with the bad wig or a fairly decent Elvis. And yeah, we got a really good Elvis, and he was awesome.
He sounded he sounded like him.
Yeah, he sounded great.
Yep.
And he looked great.
Yeah, he didn't do too bad.
And I loved how he told one of you guys not to be a hound dog.
Well, Lori requested that. She said that at the end of the ceremony, she wanted Elvis to say, "You ain't nothing but a hound dog." So that's what he did.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know why the obsession with hound dogs, but apparently it was a thing for her. So I'm really happy that, she got the wedding that she wanted. And
good.
It was amazing. It was a good time.
Oh, that's awesome. And you guys looked absolutely beautiful. And you guys ended up with a couple that came to your wedding. What was that all about?
Yeah. So New Year's Eve, we were sitting in the hotel having breakfast, and this couple came and sat next to us, and really the conversation started over something dumb. I was eating like yogurt with fruit and everything, and this lady looks over and says, "Oh, that looks really good." And I was like, "It is. I haven't had like an actual fruit or a vegetable since we got here. Everything they've fed us has been fried." And so we struck up a conversation, and I mentioned to them that we were there. We were going to get married on New Year's Day. Anne is who I was talking to, and so her partner Rosemary was like, "Oh, can we come?" And I was like, "Absolutely, that would be awesome." And they actually showed up. It was really cool. So yeah, just made some friends at breakfast, and then the next day they were family. That's just how it works.
I love it. That's a really cool memory. I'm so glad that happened for you guys. So
yeah, me too. It was nice, especially since, kind of being planned at the last minute and during the holidays, it wasn't a thing where we could really logistically get a lot of friends and family there. So it was nice to have someone show up for us.
yeah. Well, and at the end of the day, it's about who's standing in front of you. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's cool. We're happy for you. And then we've got Angela. We got a wedding coming up with Angela.
Yeah.
Yep. February 14th.
Whoa.
Wait,
Yep.
February 14th.
Oh,
That's right.
Yes, we moved the date up. Yep.
that's awesome.
Just going to do a little ceremony here at the house, and having all of our children and parents and my brother and a couple of friends. And then we're going to have a big party this summer. So,
We better be invited, damn it.
oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm assuming there'll be live music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nina and I are singing. Didn't you hear?
Oh, hey, that's right. We got a couple singers, and then we got Angela, who, of course, plays the bass in her band.
Right.
Todd rocks out on the
Yes.
bass.
Yeah. Slapping the bass.
Yeah.
Rock band or not.
Slapping that bass.
Well, very excited.
Wait, did you say February 14th? Is that
That's Valentine's Day.
everybody's
Yes.
getting married on holidays now?
It makes it easier to
I
not
know. We're going to
forget.
have them all covered.
Well, so yeah, our anniversary is actually February 14th, and my grandparents were married on February 14th. and they were married for 50 years. And his mom and stepdad is married on February 14th. There's
Well,
a
how
bunch
about
of
that?
Well, you can't break the tradition.
no.
Right, that's
No.
awesome. And New Year's Day was our anniversary as well. So that's
That's
the
so
reason for the New
cool.
Year's Day wedding.
Well,
I love it.
we don't have anything that cool, hon.
Well, we
Damn
got
it.
married close to Halloween,
We got married close to Halloween.
but we didn't want to give up the day.
We didn't want to give up Halloween. No.
And Christine and Nina got married on Friday the 13th, which is cool as hell.
Yeah, they
That
did.
is super cool.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I think it's funny because I'm not a creepy person at all, but it's always been my father's favorite day. Like when the 13th fell on a Friday, that was always his lucky day. So that's why I did it. And
My birthday's on the 13th, so
Yeah.
it's my lucky number as well.
yeah, so the 13th, Friday the 13th had meaning for me, and the number 13th had meaning for Nina. So that's why we chose that day, because it was the closest Friday the 13th from when we got engaged.
Well, that's cool.
I
Cool.
proposed on Halloween night, though.
Todd did propose on Halloween.
Yep.
Angela, have you ever been to Marshall during Halloween?
Yeah, I lived there for
that's
Halloween
right.
1 year.
Okay, so were they
Yep.
doing all the skeletons when you were living there?
I don't remember if they were or not. We ended up going to Olivet for a while because my daughter Riley wanted to go meet up with some of her friends. So that's what she did.
Okay, well, maybe next year you and Adam will have to take a stroll downtown in Marshall on Halloween because they have this, I don't know if it's a contest.
Yeah, it's all the storefronts. They have skeletons in front of their store on display, having something to do with their business. And I happen to know the jeweler in town and told him my plan that I was going to propose. And he said, well, that's cool. I'll get a skeleton out there. So he had a couple of skeletons out there, and one was kneeling down and proposing to another skeleton.
Wait, you set that up?
Oh,
I set that up.
Oh, hon.
So
He never told me that
cute.
before.
That was one of the clues when we walked past it.
Well, it was funny because Todd and I we had dinner, and then we walked. So if you go downtown, and we even talked about this in the Mary Land story, and also in the story we did about the news reporter, Diane Newton King, like they talk about the fountain that's down at the end, and it's a big, like, kind of turnabout.
Yep.
Anyway, they're all along the sidewalk, and that's where we were walking to. We're just like, oh, let's go for a walk. It was Halloween night, and there's skeletons everywhere, dog skeletons all along the sidewalk, and there was two skeletons. One was proposing to the other, and I thought, oh, that's so cute. And then, Todd popped a question at the fountain. So it was pretty cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Love, love, love.
Todd, that was really cool, though. Sorry.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
I'm digesting over here.
I also had my I had my youngest daughter in disguise to take pictures and video of it, and she did a great job. She dressed up like a little old lady, and
His daughter is quite tiny, very petite. And, we get down there and Todd proposes and this and that. And I keep seeing this woman. She was kind of chunky. And I was like, Todd, like, this chick is like freaking me out. Like, she's walking over here. Oh my God, like, let's move and this and that. And it was his daughter in disguise.
That's great.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, I think she said she put like on 2 or 3 sweaters
Yeah.
on and a couple extra pairs of pants and a hat and a scarf. She was all incognito. She pulled it off. The good old days. Yeah. So I have a question for you guys. Todd and I started the show on Friday, F-Bomb Fridays. And when we close it out, Todd has his little thing that he says, and then he always says, and check under your bed. And I say, you might have 3 witches like I do, because when I was a little girl, all through grade school, I had 3 witches, and they were only there at night. And I don't know why there were 3, but there were 3. I never saw them or anything like that. I just knew they were there. And I could not move. Like, that was the rule. If I moved, they were going to get me. So I used to pull my sheets up over my head, put my arms down. I was stiff as a fucking board. And I stayed late. I woke up that way. I don't know how I did it.
So you used to scare yourself shitless every night?
Yes,
She was scared stiff.
I was. Legit. That's the truth, man. I don't remember exactly when it stopped, but it went on for years.
Oh my goodness.
How much room was under your bed, Mama? 'Cause 3 witches, it get a little crowded.
I know. Well, I don't even know. I just know they were there.
The shadow monster thing. Like, I didn't like to hang my feet over the bed. Like, I never had any particular monster in mind. I'm just like, yo, if there is one, why be dangling the juicy little footsies over the bed? Like, that's just a snack for them. So I would not do that. But I think the only time I was like super scared was when I lived in Louisiana. My house had been a plantation home at the time for that area. And they had what they called their wake room in the very front of the house. So, like, when any family members died, that's where they died. And I'm pretty sure there were some ghosts that were going on there. So even as an adult, if I had to get up in the middle of the night, I was so panicked. I was like, oh, man, I really don't want to put my feet on the floor. So I would try to, like, jump off of the bed as furthest as I can because, you know, they can only reach out so far. So I'd run my ass to the toilet and then run in and jump in the bed. So I can't even say, like, that was just a kid thing for me. But
Yeah. I
had
didn't do it like getting out of the bed per se. I would say kind of like put my feet on the bed rail, on the bed frame, and kind of hop off of it. But I can identify when I was a kid, I would go running into my room and I would like dive from about halfway across the room into the bed. Because, yeah, I mean, and I had a really high bed too. So, you know, it was one of those things I felt like, yeah, if I put my foot on the floor, something's going to grab me. And to be completely honest with you, unless I am completely shit hammered drunk and have room spins, there's not like an appendage is going to be hanging out of my bed even now.
Yeah, because, I mean, the fear of something grabbing you is out of control.
It just creeps you out. It's like once
Yeah.
that thought gets into your head, whether it's real or imagined, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't, that doesn't bother me anymore because I have 600 pounds of dogs that love to chomp and bite and kill and murder. Anything, you know, that's going to harm us. So I don't really worry about that anymore.
My dog would literally watch someone murder me and only be pissed if they left without petting her. Seriously. She doesn't make a peep. The cat makes more noise when there's someone in the house than the dog does.
Yeah, but your dog's superpowers are those skin melting farts.
Yeah. That's a French bulldog thing.
So that's her job. She's going to stink them out. What about you, hon?
Well, me, like you, I had a fear of witches, but I only had one witch, and it wasn't under the bed. I didn't have a fear of anything under the bed because most of the time when I was growing up, we had bunk beds, and I had the top bunk. And my brother, if anything was going to happen, they were going to get him first.
So you were like, I'm good.
Yeah. But I had a fear of a witch that lived under the basement steps, and I can even describe her. She had
Let's have it.
green, slimy skin, wiry hair. Her nose was pointy and red, kind of looked like a hot pepper. And I always was afraid that, going down the stairs, she was just going to bust her hand through the stairs and just drag me into the wood room, because we had a wood burner back there. And so I was always afraid to go down the stairs to the basement, and for years my dad couldn't get me to go down there. So one year for Christmas, he got us Chinese pinball machine. Have you guys ever seen one of those?
Yes.
Yep. So they hang on the wall, and there's just a bunch of pins, and then a big, a little chrome,
Like a little steel.
yeah, a little chrome ball, and it was so beautiful, and I wanted to play it so bad. So that was my dad's trick to get me to go down the stairs. He put it on the wall at the very bottom of the stairs. You want to play the game, you got to go downstairs. And I eventually got over my fear because I wanted to play that game so bad.
That is a frightening thought.
One of my girlfriends had one of those. I think it's called Pachinko or something like that. It was really cool. It's got like a little lever, and you flip the ball bearings up, and they fall down to the pins.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I can relate to Todd's stair thing. I don't know what it was, but most stairs throughout my life, like the last few stairs always had like a part of the wall or a part of the room you were going down into. Like there was an open area, but the top floor, like the wall where your head is, there's still a wall. But where your legs were, there's no wall. You know what I mean? Like, does that make sense what I'm saying? Like when you're coming down the stairs, there's like an area of the stairs where you can't really see what you're walking into, but your legs are already there. I used to get freaked out by that, and I used to just like jump down the last 4 stairs all the time. I'm like, you're gonna grab me? I'm gonna see what the hell's grabbing me.
One of the benefits of living in the South and having like a shallow water table is there are really no basements here.
Right.
And so I didn't experience that, but I will be honest with you. Last year, actually, I guess it's year before last now, 2023, in December, we were in Baltimore, and we were there for a couple of weeks in this Airbnb, and I had to do laundry, and of course, the laundry room was in the basement. And I'm a grown-ass woman, and it still creeped me the hell out to go down in that basement, even in the daytime.
Yeah.
It's like I put the laundry in it, and I'm like booking it back up the stairs because it was creepy as fuck.
Yeah, you get that little tingle in your butt, like, oh, I gotta get out of here.
Exactly. And there was a bedroom down there. I'm like, yeah, no effing way. I'm not sleeping in this. I'm not sleeping in this room down here.
Yeah. I getcha. What about you, Angela?
Well, for me, it was kind of a mixture between like Nina and Regina's. My bed was pretty high like Regina's, and I would literally like put my feet on the frame of it and I would hop off because something was under my bed and it was going to grab me and it was going to pull me under the bed and I would never be seen again. That was my fear. There was no like face or anything like that. It was just this horrible fear. And then my dumbass, at like, I don't know, I think I was maybe 19, read it for the first time. And I was a very naive 19. My first horror movie was at like 20. But I decided I'd read that and I could not look under my bed for over a month. Like, it's a fear even to this.
No, I feel you on that. My mom was a huge Stephen King fan, and I think I was probably 7 or so, 8 maybe, when the movie Salem's Lot came on television.
Oh, that's a scary one.
And
yeah.
I remember my mom watching that, and I wander into the living room. I mean, she made me go to bed or whatever, but I was afraid of vampires. And to make matters worse, I think I might have been 11 or 12 when I actually read the book.
Oh, no.
And oh yeah, I read Stephen King at a very young age, which is why I have neuroses today, I think. Because, I read Carrie and Salem's Lot, and I've read The Stand twice. So, but anyway, I started reading those at a really young age. And in fact, in junior high school, my mom had to sign a waiver that said that I could check those books out from the library. So thanks, Mom. I remember lying in bed, reading Salem's Lot. And here I am, 50, almost 54 years old, and this is still stuck in my head. There is a line in there that talks about this teacher who has a student of his that he ran into in town that didn't look well. And he brings the guy home and lets him sleep in his guest room, which is upstairs. And that he can hear something scratching on the window upstairs, and there's no balcony or stairway or anything up there. And then it talks about hearing the high, sweet, evil laughter of a child. and the sucking sound. So it's like, okay, yeah, there's a little person vampire upstairs killing the student. It just creeps me out. And I mean, for months, I was like, I think that happened. And then I'm like, I need to pee, but there is no way I'm getting up and walking down the hall right now.
I get it. And in fact, Todd and I, because I remember watching that movie, it came out, what, in the 80s?
Salem's Lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late 70s,
70s,
early
70s,
80s,
yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that. So the part, and I'll never forget it, it's burned into my brain. It's actually Juliette Lewis's father.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so he gets turned into a vampire, and he's the one floating outside that kid's bedroom window with those glowing eyes and his fangs, and he's scratching at the window. That still freaks me out. So for Halloween this season, Todd and I watched it, and I'm like, that was not that scary. Back then, it scared the hell out of me.
And the book is worse. I mean,
They
it
always
really
are.
is. Partially because the makeup effects in the movie don't match up with the way that the characters were written. The vampires in the book, they weren't green and pale and whatever. They were almost, if you want to say it, kind of like the Stephanie Meyer's vampires. Like, they were pretty. They drew people in because they looked so attractive. That's how they sort of, got people to let their guard down.
Succubus.
And so, yeah, I mean, just like the whole, they didn't repulse people. People didn't see them and automatically want to run away. So that's kind of what was so scary about the whole thing, in addition to the fact that, they were blood-sucking vampires.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. It's kind of, they got to draw you in, hypnotize you, and then suck you dry.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. We just took a left turn. Turn back. Turn around.
I don't understand what you said that was so wrong. That's like my dream. I want to be a vampire so bad.
Right.
Never afraid
Me
of
too.
them. I'm like, I am here. Okay, yes, live forever, have like a fit, gorgeous body that never gets old. I mean, that all sounded fabulous. And plus, you're rich. I've never seen a vampire that wasn't.
That's,
So obviously,
that's very true.
I mean, except for the
if you
whole
live long enough.
the whole sun thing, but I think that's a myth too. Just eat some watermelon. Watermelon has a natural sunscreen.
Are you
Works from
serious?
the inside out. I'm 100% serious.
What was that? What was that big vampire series about 15 years ago with
Twilight.
Bella? Twilight. I would be a vampire like that, where I would glisten, right? I'd be all
that's right.
shiny,
That's what I'm saying.
shiny.
The Stephanie Meyer's vampires, the ones that, that sparkle.
Yeah, I want to sparkle. If I was a
Well, I
vampire,
want to be like a vampire like Anne Rice's vampires.
Yeah,
Or
that's-
like Underworld.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
totally all
Or
about
blood
that.
and chocolate.
Oh,
That was a good one too.
Wait,
What the hell is
blood and
happening
chocolate?
right now? Vampires, get on board.
Yeah, you're the odd man out, Christine. Let's back up. What is this blood and chocolate?
Yeah, it's a vampire.
That's a good
werewolf.
movie.
It's great.
I've never even
When
heard of
I
it.
first, it's from the 90s, and when I first saw the previews for it, I'm like, this is gonna be dumb, and so I didn't really put credence. No, it wasn't. It was such a great storyline. I just love it. That is a movie that I would watch more than once, and I have.
Who's in it?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Anybody? Any big
I don't
stars
think
or no?
anybody of note.
They
That
were
is-
for that time, but I can't recall who they are. That's the thing is I know that I love this movie, and every time I see it, I'll watch it, but it's I can't remember who they are because I'm not sure they ever went on to do anything much bigger than right then.
Agreed.
But I want to say they were 8 people for that time period.
Well, I'm gonna check it out. Blood and chocolate.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good one. Yeah.
2007
Okay. See,
was the year it came out.
I'm making notes
Okay. 2007.
because I can't retain shit anymore.
Oh yeah, well I had just had Olivia then, so I probably had mom brain. That's why I can't remember who's in it, but I just know I love it.
Right. Very cool. All right, so what else is going on, you guys? Anything fun? Anything new? It's colder than shit up here. It's like 19 degrees right now.
Oh, it's so cold. So Tracy just got back with the Jeep, and the Jeep ran out of wiper fluid. So I went back out there. I'm a dumbass because I didn't put a hat on. I didn't have gloves on, no coat, just my flannel. And I came in frozen and went straight to the fireplace and just stuck my head right at the heat. I was like, oh.
I know he's all down on the floor and everything. I'm like, what are you doing? Is your noggin cold, hon? You got to have something to protect your little melon up there, hon.
It's booger freezing weather.
It is booger freezing weather. Yep. Angela knows what I'm talking about.
Awful.
Yes.
Christine probably knows what I'm talking about. Did you ever have those mornings in New York where it's so damn cold you walk outside and you take a deep breath through your nose and all the mucus on your
crystals up in there, and you'd leave your hair wet in the morning because you were running late to school, like myself, every morning, and you'd have to book 10 city blocks, and by the time you got to school, your hair was frozen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Did any of it ever snap off?
That never happened. No, that happened all the time. My hair would be frozen. I would have a full-on ice wig.
Did any of it ever snap off? I want to know.
No, it didn't. And I would even try to break it. But when you broke it, the hair was underneath. And hair is pliable and, it has overlapping cells and all that. So the ice would break around it. But, I had long, healthy hair. It was resilient. A little freezing was good for it. It was like an ice plunge for my hair. I was doing ice plunges before they were cool.
That's why you'll never have Alzheimer's.
I had a frozen beard a couple times in high school.
Yeah.
Her brain was in cryostasis.
Exactly.
Yeah. Makes sense. It tracks. It totally tracks.
Yeah. And I know that's a true story because every time Christine and I are either working together or we're at a meeting, like she is the fastest move-in chick in the morning. Boop, 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 boop. Shower, dress, teeth brush, blah, blah, blah. 5-10 minutes. I'm like, say what? And her hair's always real damp. So I buy that.
Yeah, it's always soaking wet. I've never been, when I was a teenager, I did the front of my hair, because you had to spike it up. But not really that much. Like, I didn't do it that much. I was, very low maintenance. I was as maintenance as I had to be for the late 80s, early 90s in New York. But, I just barely did what I needed to do. But the rest of my hair would all be long, halfway or longer down my back, soaking wet on my way to school. And in the winter months, it was frozen solid. Every time I was at school.
Oh my God, how do you even take a shower when it's cold outside? I can't even do that. Like, we're supposed to possibly get 19 degrees here on Saturday or Sunday or something like that.
Really?
Of course,
Say
the day
what?
before my birthday. Yeah, it's this weird prediction that's going around. It's everything, it's not 100%, but they're like, this would be the coldest that Florida's gotten in a long time. So around 19 degrees or something like that at the low point. And I'm not moving that day. Because he doesn't turn on, so I don't know.
I don't turn on the heat because it's still 72 degrees in the house.
No, I get
Why don't you turn on the heat?
19 degrees outside.
When it's 19 degrees, then I'll turn the heat on.
It'd be like 20 degrees in here.
Yeah, but that's not the case right now. Right now, it's 74.
No, I get that.
It was 74 here yesterday morning, and it got down to 28 degrees last night.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yes, that's why, Texas weather it's really bizarre like that. I mean, it started storming, and then the temperature dropped, 40 degrees in 2 hours, and then by morning it was 28 degrees. And today, I don't know, it probably got up to around 55 or 60, and then it's supposed to drop again tonight.
Wow.
The saying is, if you don't like the weather in Houston, wait 5 minutes.
That's like
And
Michigan.
That really is about how it goes. But, we get, I don't know, 2-3 days of winter a year. And, yesterday was the first one.
Well, that's tolerable.
We'll get another one sometime right around Easter.
Yeah, my daughter tonight, as we're driving home from cheer practice, she's like, I'm ready for spring. I'm like, girl, we got a ways to go.
We're not even the worst of it.
We
yet.
have it for months.
Yeah.
Last year it was just so long and drawn out. I think it was like 6 months
Yeah.
before we finally got any decent weather. It was brutal.
Yeah, and if it gets up to like 68, 70 degrees, you fools are in flip-flops and shorts and headed to the lake.
Well,
and Nina and I are like, y'all peace out. We'll be waiting here by the heater when you get back.
Christine, you better get
True
your...
story.
Yeah. Christine, you better get your heater checked.
Oh, if it's in the 40s at night, Tracy's got to open up the windows.
Well, it's hotter.
My God.
Well,
Crazy.
because I'm, menopause time. Gotta love it. I'm always on fire. We've got the ceiling fan on high, the oscillating fan on high, the box fan on high. And, and we have a weighted blanket. So Christine introduced me to what a weighted blanket was a few years ago, and I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have a 20-pound weighted blanket. You don't need heavy comforters. You just need in the wintertime, just slap that weighted blanket on, and it's like, boom, all of a sudden it just captures all your heat because it's all the glass beads in it. And so we get
Until you hot flash, and then you're trying to dig out from under it.
It's hard. It is a struggle sometimes. But I will get out.
Have you ever noticed that all women's problems start with men? Like
Menopause, menstruation, mental illness. What were you going to say, hon?
Well, I have to wear my winter hat while I'm in bed.
He does. He looks like a sailor. He puts it on and then he dives into bed.
Yeah, because his wife is freezing him out. But anyway, what I was going to say is, what's funny is I recommended those weighted blankets to everyone that would listen to me because they are so comfy and warm and relaxing. The funny thing is I never use any of mine because my dog sleep on top of me. So the weighted blanket and the dog was too much weight. I was suffocating.
I bet you were. Well, what's so good about it is for anybody who has, right? So if you have anxiety or what are some of the other issues, it makes you feel, only thing I can relate it to is being a baby and being swaddled real tight. There's something about it that's very comforting. It's very relaxing, and it just knocks you right out. Probably because you can't breathe.
They're supposed to be comforting for people with autism, like on the spectrum.
I think it's comforting for everyone because it's just like a hug.
Yeah, and hugs, if they last for more than 16 seconds, release dopamine.
Yeah.
Well, it is very much like a hug until Tracy starts having her hot flash. And then she throws the blanket up in the air and it all lands on top of me.
And then Todd's got 40 pounds of blanket.
Right, and then you're being buried alive.
Todd goes to sleep straight away because he can't breathe.
Right, he's hypoxic. He's not sleeping.
Yeah, he's just cast
a whole different thing.
But I have gotten over my fear, and it's funny because, just circling back to the witches and stuff, and here I am 54, but I get so damn hot, I'm like, I gotta get this foot out of this bed, and I gotta have the fan. I'm like, okay, the fan's hitting the bottom of my foot, and still to this day, I'm like, no, it's okay. There's nothing under the bed.
Well, I had a friend growing up whose mom was she would torment us to no end. And if you watched a horror film and went to bed, she was one that was likely to just come in the room in the middle of the night when you were dead asleep and grab you by the ankle and drag you out of the bed.
Who the hell did this?
Just to scare the shit out of you.
Your mother did this?
One of my friend's mother. Not my mother. The mom of a friend of mine.
Well, my
finally went to sleep, and then she'd go dragging us out of the bed by our feet.
That's so wrong.
So when I was like 3 or 4, my sister used to play this trick on me. She was 6 years older than me, and she used to always we would just be hanging out, and then all of a sudden she'd act like she was somebody else. And she'd look at me and she goes, "Where's your mother?" I'd start crying. I'd start bawling, and then all of a sudden, poop, she's my sister again. And she's like, "Oh, Taki, what's the matter? Oh, Kim, there's this scary lady that was just here. You didn't see her?" "No." "Where's your mother?"
How old were you when she did that?
Like 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
You gotta love having a big sister.
Yeah.
So glad I'm an only child.
Well, I didn't really have a fear of monsters or witches under my bed, but I always felt like there was somebody in the closet, but it wasn't necessarily somebody devious. But I always kind of felt like that. But when I was a kid, I had a really big closet. Like, it was like one whole wall, and it was like 6 or 7 doors, that slid upon each other.
Right.
So I used to always make sure they were always closed. Like, it was almost like an OCD thing. I had to line up all those doors just so there was no cracks in any of them.
That's a rule. Yeah, closet doors have to be shut while you're sleeping.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely. Hands down.
But when I was a kid, for most of my childhood, I used to hear this guy's voice. Like, when I was falling asleep, I would hear this guy's voice. And depending on whether he's, like, talks really fast or he slowed down his voice, that's how it would make me feel like I was moving.
In slow-mo.
Yeah, like I'd move in slow-mo, and then I'd try to get up and turn the light on to see who it was. And I would, like, be moving out of my bed real slow, and then he'd start talking real fast, and then I didn't know where I was in the room, and I couldn't find the light to turn the switch on. Yeah, that kind of crap happens to me all the time. I just assume it was like a waking nightmare, a recurring waking nightmare. That's what I assume it was, because I don't really know.
Someone was talking to you. Someone's trying to make a connection with you. That's kind of scary.
He used to control my speed, and I didn't like it.
I'm in control, damn it.
It used to make me really angry. It was like a full-on nightmare.
Yeah, I get it. I'll tell you one movie that scared the hell out of me was Amityville Horror.
Oh.
When the babysitter got locked in the closet, right? Super dark. And now in our house, I have it's a walk-in closet-ish. Kind of goes like you walk in, it's like a regular door, but then it goes down, right? Yeah. Not in, it goes down to the right. And I have like a little light it's a really old-fashioned light, and if I turn it, sometimes it'll go off, right? And so I was in there getting dressed, and our power would flip all the time, like our breaker would flip, and it was dark, and I was in the freaking closet getting dressed, and the power went out, and I'm like, I gotta get the freak out of this closet.
Which is hard to do when it's pitch black.
It's hard to do when it's pitch black, but you get that, like, that little feeling in your butt, like, I have got to get out of here now. And I couldn't turn any lights on anywhere else because the breaker flips.
Usually, yeah, I have the problem fixed now, but before it was like the power would go out and one of us would yell, "I got it!"
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like that. That'll get me moving real quick.
Yeah, I don't like pitch black either. And when I was in high school, some people that I worked with used to like to shut the lights off and shut you in the walk-in cooler. Like, I worked in a restaurant.
Oh,
and
no,
you'd
thank
be in
you.
the walk-in cooler doing prep work, and someone would turn the light off and shut the door.
No, thank you.
Yeah, just to mess with you. And one of them actually came in there and grabbed me, like, when he did that, and I laid him out.
I should
He
hope
went to the
so.
manager and said that I hit him, and the manager was like, you had it coming. But yeah,
You're lucky you
I
didn't
left
get
him
stabbed.
on the floor.
Yeah, he's lucky he
Groping
didn't.
the other regions because he got.
He's lucky he didn't get a big
Got
rump
me.
roast against his head. Whack!
Well, it was a barbecue restaurant, so
grab
it could have
a
been a rack of ribs.
grab a slab. Yeah. Oh, I would have went nuts. He wouldn't have come out of there in good condition. I'll tell you right now.
No, he didn't. Like I said, he was doubled over, like on the floor grabbing his crotch. It's not pretty.
Good for you. He deserved it. Don't like that.
Franco, if you're out there, still not sorry, dude.
I do it again. I bet he didn't do that anymore. I hope he learned his
No,
lesson.
I think I was the last.
Yeah.
I think I was the last person who did that too.
A name like Franco, it sounds like someone who'd pull a shenanigan like that. Franco.
Right.
Hey now. What are you, profiling? Knock it off.
I'm just saying. Why did you know some Francos up in New
Of
York?
course I do.
She's from New York, of course.
She's all defensive and shit. Hey, listen, I got a good friend named Franco.
Franco's a good guy.
Franco the Fingers.
Franco.
It's the Frankies.
Okay. He wasn't that kind of a Franco. He was from Uruguay, I think.
All right, sorry, any Francos out there? Not sorry.
Yeah, don't be something like that. It's
Sorry,
unwise.
not sorry.
Hey.
Hey.
That's what they portray in the movie.
Shush your face. Shush your face.
Shut up in your face.
No.
No.
Did I do it again?
All right, moving on.
You made me keep going.
We love you, New York.
No.
Sounds like Chef Boyardee over there.
Oh, God, thanks, guys. See, this is what I'm talking about. Just shooting shit, having a good old time. It can go in any direction.
Any direction.
And it
We have
will.
no idea where we started, and we really don't have that much idea where we are. So
Exactly.
it's a good time to wrap up.
It is a good time.
When you have
Definitely.
no
I mean,
topic,
it's a
it's hard to
Monday.
get off topic.
Exactly. All right. Well, that was a great show, you guys. Thanks. My dopamine is pumping. Feeling good.
We're gonna have to check under the bed, though.
Yeah. Now my fears might come back. But I'm gonna go. Todd and I are gonna have a You Relax.
You relax.
Yeah. Have you guys heard of it?
No.
It's a tonic that is. There's 3 types. There's You Relax, You Focus, and You Sleep. And it's all natural, but it's like strawberry lemonade, mixed berry, pineapple. So the You Relax is like 5 calories, and it gives you a natural buzz.
Yep.
It does. And
Now you're doing commercials.
yeah, man, hear me out. I will commercial this shit left, right, and center. Let's go. Yeah, but I'm telling you, it works. I mean, it's so funny because when you drink it, it's only like 6 ounces of water that you mix with it, and you got to shake it up, shaken, not stirred. And your mouth actually, do you guys ever remember, like, what was that throat spray?
Chloroseptic.
Chloroseptic. Did your parents ever buy that when you were kids if you had a sore throat?
Yep.
Squirt,
Yeah,
squirt.
but I wouldn't want to be drinking.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it tastes good.
Yeah, it tastes good. It doesn't taste like chloroseptic.
It doesn't taste like
You
chlor.
had me up until it tastes like chloroseptic.
No. It doesn't taste like chloroseptic. It gives you the feeling of.
It makes your mouth numb.
It makes your mouth numb.
Oh, nope, not into that either. Nope.
Nope.
I like full faculties of my mouth.
Nina's like, don't you drink that.
Mouth working proper. You know, oh, yeah.
Hey, keep it clean. But yeah, so that's about what we're fixing to go make is a cup of You Relax, get our natural little buzz on. So
While we watch
Right,
Face Off.
sounds good. Enjoy.
You guys have fun.
we will. All right, so thanks every.
I'm just going to go try to chill the fuck out. What you call it.
All right, well, thanks everyone. It was a great show. I had a great time as always with my besties. So have a great week, everyone, and come back for Friday for F-Bomb. Todd's got a good one on deck. Wait. That didn't sound
Nope,
right.
you redo that last line. Nope.
Todd's got a great...
What's wrong with that? No, it sounds too much like it's got a good one dick.
Ow.
Wow.
He's got a good one on deck.
Yeah, I know, but she shouldn't say that. She should say something else.
He's got one.
And who was over here talking about keep it clean?
Well, my brain, so Christine went to dick and my brain went to poop. I got one on deck.
I just heard what you said, Trace. That sounded great.
All right, everyone. So we'll see you on Friday for Todd, what Todd's got on deck.
It's not good.
Not good. All right, you guys. All right, you guys. We have a great night. Good night, everyone.
Good
All
night.
right, bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.